without specifically needing the backing of the ministers of local government, we would kindly appreciate that.
Now, Honourable Minister, why I was saying this, this information you brought is from Ministry of Justice, is from Electoral Commission. It is from Ministry of Justice, which supervises Electoral Commission. Now, yours is mobilization.
Yes.
Which you
Honourable,
done very well.
right.
I don't know if you have. I just wanted to know if you have any legal mandate.
Honourable members, none of you has a right to tell any member of parliament to sit down. No.
Honourable.
No. I was simply thanking the speaker so I could go and take my seat.
Okay.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker.
Thank you.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker.
Thank you.
I can sit without being held in my waist. Thank you, Honourable.
Thank you. So, so honourable colleagues.
That time, the member was from our side. Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, in the 11th Parliament, there is a member that came before us here with a similar desire to amend the Administrative Parliamentary Act. And that time, the member was from our side, from opposition, and we thought he was rightly placed. And political parties from this side, Right Honourable, they were invited here. They all rejected. Now, the clarification I want to hear from you, Right Honourable Speaker, whether this Parliament will proceed properly on a matter of political parties where they made their statements, and whether Ugandans will take us serious anyway, where political parties put their issues clearly, their positions clearly known, and this house, it is on record of this house. When we keep pushing for the same, Mr. Speaker, you can guide us whether the other parliament, having dealt with the same issue, and the issue, the political parties were heard, they gave their opinions, whether it is right also to continue with the same, Right Honourable Speaker.
Honourable Sewungu on the same.
Mr. Speaker, Sai was also in this house, the 11th Parliament. And in Australia, there's a type of hunting done by those people in Australia by use of what they call a boomerang. And when you are using a boomerang, you throw a stick to kill a bird in the air. But at the end of the day, if you don't catch that bird, the boomerang comes on you. The honourable member from Biyaga County, it is very imperative to know whether this is the first assignment he has from his constituent to come and bring an amendment. I've been reading this Twitter page of his. Everything here is a boomerang on him.
Honourable Sewungu, and just there. Let me ask you. Now, a private member has a right to move a bill here. And I don't think any member has a right to be told how his constituency will react or not, because he knows the constituency he represents. And the issues we are talking about, we are bordering on arguing on a motion which is not yet presented. So don't you think it would be prudent for us to proceed with the motion and then we debate and we decide? Because in relation to what Honourable Nsamba has raised, one, here we don't have bills which are a preserve of which side presents them, apart from bills that do have a charge on the consolidated fund, which are clearly prescribed under Article 93 of the Constitution. Okay? So any member can move any bill apart from those which are preserved for government. And those are clearly provided for by Article 93 of the Constitution. Number two, Honorable Namara was not here when whatever happened. He doesn't know why the member withdrew or the arguments which were provided. And the same political parties are here. They can make those arguments and you convince members. It's not for me to decide. It's you, honorable colleagues. Okay? So with that, I'm going to allow Honorable Namara to present his motion. No, let Honorable Namara Dennis present his motion. And because Honorable Sewungu, I will not allow you to continue intimidating a member, saying in your constituency you're facing problems. So kindly take your seat. Let Honorable Namara do his work of representing his people.
Thank you so much.
Then after, we are going to debate. I'm going to open up with debate. Okay? Yes, Honorable Namara?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I rise under Article 79, 1995 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, as well as Article 94 of the Constitution and Rules 58, 127 of the Rules of Procedure of Parliament, to move a motion seeking leave of Parliament to introduce a private member's bill entitled the Administration of Parliament Amendment Bill. Whereas Article 79 of the 1995 Constitution of the Republic of Uganda vests onto Parliament the power to make laws on any matter for the peace, order, development, and good governance of Uganda. And whereas Article 94, Clause 4B of the Constitution and Rule 127 of the Rules of Procedure of Parliament grants a member of Parliament the right to move a private member's bill.
Honorable Namara, procedure.
Right Honorable Speaker, in your communication about this motion, you indicated that the member informed you about that his bill does not affect Article 93 of the Constitution. I expected Honorable Namara to lay on the table a certificate of financial implications before he runs around with his unwanted motion. Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Now, honorable colleagues, Rule 128 of our Rules of Procedure, he has moved under Rule 127, but now Rule 128 of our Rules of Procedure is very clear. A private member will table a motion, and once that motion, he must attach a draft bill. Now, that's a draft bill which me as a presiding officer, I have to assess and see whether it does not negatively impact on the provisions I cited earlier on, especially Article 93 of the Constitution, and ensuring the bill doesn't go against non-derogable rights, doesn't establish a one-party state. Now, listen to me properly. See, I'm the custodian of the rules. Please listen to me. Okay? Okay? Please, please, please. Then once the motion is carried, once we give a member the leave, now the member is going to go to the Attorney General, First Parliamentary Council, go to the clerk. They help him polish up the bill very well. Okay? Aligning it with the object and principles. Once that's done, he will take it to the Minister of Finance to seek a certificate of financial implication. Once it is cleared, then he will bring it back to Parliament and it will be gazetted and tabled for first reading. So certificate of financial implication is a requirement on first reading, not on leave. Now, if you mistake it with a government bill, because the government bill for it right away, okay, it comes with a certificate. But here, he's asking for permission. He's saying, give me permission, I go and draft a bill. Okay? So, honorable colleagues, it's very, very clear. On first reading, he will require that. Thank you, Honorable Seungu. Hey, now, that doesn't give you away on the microphone. No. Honorable Seungu, no. Supporting me does not mean you go on the microphone. Kind of take your seat. No. Honorable Dennis, please continue.
Honorable Speaker, we pardon the members for their sheer ignorance of the law.
Honorable Namara, that's not a language.
I withdraw. I withdraw.
Thank you.
I withdraw.
Yeah, thank you.
Aware that the embracement of political pluralism in 2005 and the subsequent amendment of the Constitution in 2006 led to the establishment of the office of the Leader of the Opposition in Parliament under Article 82A of the 1995 Constitution. Further aware that in 2006, the Administration of Parliament Act was amended to provide for the election of the Leader of Opposition and the grounds for vacation of the office of the Leader of the Opposition in Parliament. Acknowledging that the election of the Leader of the Opposition in Parliament under Section 8 of the Administration of Parliament Act is restricted to the most numerically dominant opposition party in Parliament, who may consult members of other opposition political parties in Parliament and independent members of Parliament. Further acknowledging that the prevailing grounds for removal of the Leader of Opposition from office are inadequate and requires expansion to include incompetence and misconduct as a safeguard for accountability, efficiency, and effectiveness. Noting that reforming the manner of election of the Leader of Opposition in Parliament may, by requiring the involvement of all opposition political parties in Parliament, will bolster inter-party cooperation and dialogue, national cohesion, and the growth of political pluralism in fulfillment of the democratic principles enshrined in the national objectives and directive principles of state policy as detailed in the 1995 Constitution of the Republic of Uganda. Further noting that expanding the grounds of vacation of office of the Leader of Opposition in Parliament to include incompetence and misconduct will hedge the performance and behavior of the duty bearer against abuse, appreciating that the proposed amendments to the Administration of Parliament Act will necessitate a corresponding amendment to the rules of procedure with regard to the procedure for election of the Leader of Opposition in Parliament and vacation of office of the Leader of Opposition in Parliament. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Parliament grants me leave to introduce a private member's bill entitled the Administration of Parliament Amendment Bill. Right Honourable Speaker, I beg to move.
Thank you. Is the motion seconded? Honorable Okwaringa, Honorable Gopek, Honorable Rinda, Auma, Honorable Ngopek. So, Honorable Namara, would you want to justify your motion?
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker and honourable members. First of all, we must acknowledge that this is a new parliament. This is a new parliament, and every new parliament is supposed to make laws and rules for the better functioning of that parliament. This is not the 11th parliament, it is the 12th parliament. And the Administration of Parliament Act talks about how parliament functions. It is the internal nuts and bolts of how the internal technicalities and operations of parliament are executed. Therefore, that's why we say at the inception of this parliament, we should come up with the laws and rules for the better functioning of this parliament. All said and done, Right Honourable Speaker and honourable members, we are talking about anchoring democracy. Democracy cannot only be on the side of the national resistance movement. Democracy should be on two sides. If you are seeking, those people, the maxim of equity says those who seek equity must come with clean hands. So when you come and say government should be accountable, even on your side, you should be accountable. Right Honourable Speaker, the bill is to amend the Administration of Parliament Act to provide for the election of the Leader of Opposition by members of the opposition in Parliament. from amongst themselves. That's one. Number two, to provide additional grounds upon which the leader of the opposition may cease to hold office for purposes of accountability. If every person, every minister of the government of Uganda can be censured because they draw money from the consolidated fund, how come there are no checks and balances on the side of the leader of opposition who draws money from the consolidated fund? Number three, to require the shadow cabinet to be approved by all members of the opposition, not only one political party. Number three, Right Honorable Speaker, I beg to be protected by some...
Honorable, they are not on record.
Oh,
Continue.
thank you very much. Number four, also, Right Honorable Speaker, as you can see, from the appointment of the committees of parliament and international bodies, only one political party out of 17 positions has taken 16. The other political parties, we don't talk about the position of one political party. We talk about opposition parties in parliament. Which type of equity do you talk about when 17 positions are taken by one political party, and yet we have more than 5 political parties in parliament? What are the defects in the existing legislation? When you look at the cabinet, Right Honorable Speaker and members, out of 30 ministers, 20 of them are from one political party. The rest share only 10. We are saying you want to entrench democracy. What you preach to us is what you must practice. What are the defects in the existing law? In July 2005, Uganda transitioned from the movement political system to a multi-party political system through a national referendum. The adoption of the multi-party system of governance saw the amendment of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda to create the office of the leader of opposition in parliament. And subsequently in 2006, the Administration of Parliament Act was amended to provide for the office of the leader of opposition. Section 8 of the Administration of Parliament Act provides for the election of the leader of opposition in parliament to the government, having the greatest numerical strength in parliament. Whereas Section 8 of the Administration of Parliament Act requires the leader of opposition in parliament to be determined through consultation with other political parties in opposition and independent members of parliament. It has been a norm that the choosing of the leader of opposition is not done in parliament. And yet the law is about the Administration of Parliament Act. But the choosing of the leader of opposition is handled from outside parliament. We want the members of the opposition, together with the independent members of opposition who are here, as the law provides, to be consulted on that matter. Right Honorable Speaker, what are the remedies we are looking at? One, the leader of opposition to be elected by all the members of the opposition political parties. Number two, additional grounds upon which the leader of the opposition may cease to hold office, because you need to be accountable. If people cannot elect you, then you cannot be accountable. You are accountable to the people who elected you. The president of Uganda by law can be censured by this parliament. The prime minister by law can be censured by this parliament. All the ministers here can be censured by this parliament. Who are you that the leader of opposition cannot be checked by this parliament? We therefore put that ground. The leader of opposition is to consult other political parties represented in the parliament when appointing persons and deputy chairpersons of standing committees. Right Honorable Speaker, I beg to submit.
Thank you. Seconders, Honorable Linus Ngopek, 3 minutes, and then after Honorable Kwaringa.
Right Honorable Speaker and honorable members, I rise to support the bill to amend the Administration of Parliament Act, CAP 272, for the following reasons. Honorable members, whereas Section 8 of the Administration of Parliament Act requires the leader of opposition in Parliament to be determined through an elective process, A, the Act and the rules do not prescribe how the election to determine the LOP are conducted. Over the years, practice has developed where the LOP is merely designated by the party with the highest numerical strength among opposition parties in parliament. This simply means imposition of someone to the rest of the opposition in parliament, and yet democratic principles of governance dictate that there ought to be wider participation in the process to determine the leadership. B, even where political parties undertake internal processes to designate the LOP, those internal processes are not democratic and deny members of the opposition the right to offer their candidature to serve as LOP, since the LOP is merely imposed on the members without election. This not only infringes Section 8 of the Act, which requires elections to be conducted to determine the LOP, but also affronts Article 71 in bracket 1 in bracket C of the Constitution, which requires that the internal organization of political parties shall conform to the democratic principles enshrined in the Constitution. As a result, there is need to amend the Administration of Parliament Act, Cap 272, A, allow for the participation of all members of the opposition in Parliament in the election of the leader of opposition in order to achieve effective representation. B, to reflect the role and status of the LOP in our democracy by ensuring that the LOP is the leader of the opposition, the leader of all members of the opposition parties in Parliament, and his or her election should reflect that status and role. I beg to submit, Right Honorable. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Honorable Kwaringa. Procedure Honorable Masaba. Then Honorable Kwaringa.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, and I raise under procedure Rule 2 on the interpretation of our rules of procedure. The definition of an independent member of parliament means a member of parliament elected to parliament independent of any political party or organization. Go ahead to the leader of the opposition means a member of parliament who is the leader in parliament of the party in opposition to the government and having the greatest numerical strength in parliament. Right Honorable Speaker, I'm an independent member of parliament and I'm serving my second term. I've never subscribed to any political party. I've never subscribed to any political party, and I've been able to win, and I've been re-elected as an independent member of parliament. The previous two members have been referring to us, the independents, to be part or involved in the election of the leader of opposition. Yet, the leader of opposition is defined, and me as an independent, I do not subscribe to NRM, I do not subscribe to the opposition. So, Right Honorable Speaker, as an independent, I wouldn't want to be involved in any matter concerning the opposition or the NRM, unless I do have a memorandum of understanding as some of the independents who have the MOUs with the National Resistance Movement. So the procedural matter I'm raising are the two honorable members proceeding well to keep referring to us, the independents, me, an independent, as one who should be involved? Because yes, they have, according to his justification and according to what he has stated, he's saying as the independent member of parliament, we need to take part in the election of the leader of opposition. So, Right Honorable Speaker, are we proceeding well if, or by the honorable members referring to me, an independent, as one who needs to take part in the matters of the opposition? Thank you very much.
Thank you. No.